Hi, my name's Jake. This is Canadian Cutting Edge, and today we're going to take a look at a knife from Kershaw. This is the Kershaw Nura. There's a variety of different reviews on this. Some people are saying it's a piece of garbage. Some people are saying it's pretty good. You want to hear what I think of this knife? Stick around. One thing I didn't know when I bought this knife is that it comes in two sizes. You can get the Nura or you can get the Nura 3, you can get the Nura 3.5, which is what this is, or the 3.0. The difference being, wait for it, you've got 3.5 inches or you can get 3 inches. How dramatic. Anyhow, let's go over the details of this knife and see what we like about it and what we don't like about it, and we'll move from there. We've got another Chinese-made knife here, 8CR13 MOV, a titanium carbonitride coating. This coating, I gotta slide my fingers in the direction away from the cutting edge so I don't cut myself. The coating has not deteriorated at all in my testing. And I've had this knife for 2 months now. Of course, I haven't EDC'd it every day, but I've EDC'd it quite frequently. And, it's a reasonable knife. I kind of like it. It's a nice, thin, I'll use that word again, stabby looking kind of knife. Dmitry Sinkovich, an American designer, designed this. And this is the Kershaw model 4035TIKVT. A great looking little knife. And it feels good and handles quite well in my opinion. We've got a swedge across the top here, sort of a drop point, nice belly. I don't know if I'd call that a recurve or not, but it does come back just a slight bit in that area. And it's a flipper. The steel body of this is 410 steel, and the frame lock is quite well made. It's quite secure. I don't really like how huge the cutout line is in here. I know I keep saying that when I'm talking about frame locks. I've been spoiled by the wire EDM technology that Ganzo uses, where you just got a very thinner than a hairline cutout on their knives, and they charge $17, $18, $20, $25 for their frame locks. 25 is an expensive one for them. So I can't see why other brands can't do the same thing, and it really bugs me. Because this knife, take a look at this. You've got this design into the steel with these lines. These lines are about 4 times as thick as the wire EDM technology would make for cut through. So even if they could just make it that thick and cut the line right there, it would make it sort of look like it's part of the design. But no, this is even wider than the width of that design in there. So yeah, I don't like that. I really wish they would invest just a little bit more time and money and make their knives a little bit nicer. But then it's going to cost more. That doesn't fly with me. I just don't buy it. I've been buying way too many of these knives at half the price of the low-end costing knives of American brands. I'm sure Ganzo's making a profit. American brands, you guys can make a profit too. Maybe not quite as much per knife, but you can make a profit and still make your knives. You're going to have to compete with Ganzo. You're just going to lose some of your business if you don't start competing directly with them. But you've got design on your side that they don't have. They're starting to get it. But you guys have design. That's where you can beat these guys. Like this knife here. There's no other knife that looks quite like this. Or I like it an awful lot. We've got this nice jimping up top here, even a little bit on the blade, some jimping back here, a fairly flat area there. So you've got, all kinds of grips that feel good with this knife in hand. That's another big thing going for this knife. I really kind of like that a lot of different ways to hold this knife and have it feel good. You've got a flipper arm that is just the right size. I like how it comes up around like that. It's got that jimping on there and it works good as a finger guard. I don't understand the people who have seen some reviews of who are complaining about the action on these Nuras, because mine are just wonderful. You can see brass inside there. I haven't double checked. Are these washers or are they bearings? I think they're bearings, to be honest with you. Let me take a look. Take a look at the light in there. Yeah, these are bearings in here. At least mine, it just works really, really well. I saw one guy who's got a very popular YouTube channel, and he was trying to open his, and it just went like that for him. And he just, you know, it wasn't opening for him at all. And I can just put just slight pressure on this thing. And I'm not that good at using flippers most of the time. And this Nura, I can just make it flip easily, no problem at all. Easy peasy, a quick little flick. Okay, let's talk about our sizes here. What do we have? Of course, we've got a 3.5 inch blade here. Now, let's see if they called that 3.5 inches for the cutting edge. And yes, the cutting edge is 3.5 inches. That's 8.9 centimeters. When the knife is closed, we've got 4.5 inches, which is just about 11.5 centimeters. The weight of this knife is under 4 ounces. It's about 3.8 ounces to be accurate, and that's 108 grams or something like that. It's got a pretty cool clip that I like. Notice there's a cutout area right here for the clip if you want to change sides, tip up on both sides. And that's right where they put the brand Kershaw in there. And it's a standoff clip. So it's got, I guess you could call that a kind of washer, but that helps the clip stand off. And it's a nice sturdy clip. It's nice and strong. It's not too big. It doesn't need to be very big. Sits quite deep in the pocket. You've got about almost half an inch sticking out, but it looks good, feels good, good design. It's unique. I like the lanyard kind of attachment here. I don't really like lanyard holes that awful much, to be totally honest with you, because I don't use lanyards very much. But this guy has got the hole in there so that you can sort of chase a piece of paracord. Oh, I've made this piece hard, didn't I? But you can chase a piece of rope, thin rope, light paracord around the knife there. Let me see if I can do this. No, not that piece. Let me try a different one. Okay, one thing I've done is I bought some of this stretchy paracord. It's a little bit thinner than traditional 550 paracord. We'll see if I can get this stuff through here. It's taking a fair bit of pushing. If you work this stuff through with just the right kind of force and patience, a lot of patience, you can at least get this kind of paracord through that lanyard system. So there, I'm glad I showed you that. I haven't seen that on other channels. What else do we have that looks kind of cool? We've got a nice design on these, what's that called? Pivot. On the pivot screw, kind of, it looks like it's sort of proprietary, but inside it's just Torx. Looks very nice. The detent ball works really well. It does kind of show off just a little bit. There you go. You can see the hole for the detent ball just on the north side right there. There's the little hole there, and you can see a bit of the line on it. That's not a big deal. It doesn't really bother me, but some people might not like that. We've got a nice hollow grind. I think I mentioned that before. Open pillar construction, easy to clean out. They did a little bit of skeletonizing to make it a bit lighter. And there you go. You can see it right there. You can see right here, inside there, they took out a little bit of the metal to make it a bit lighter right there. Of course, they didn't go all the way through, but they just took out a little bit of the metal. And you can see it even more on the, if I turn it the other way, you can see it even more on this side here and here. they did the same thing. I really like that. Kershaw, kudos to you guys. You did what you needed to do to get this guy under 4 grams and 4 ounces. And a lot of people really like having their knives under 4 ounces. And being a 3.5-inch knife under 4 ounces, great job. You know, I really like this knife. It's a good feeling knife in the hand, looks good. It's a whole lot better than the negative comments that a number of reviewers have given it, but I don't think it's a super awesome knife. This is a knife for who? This is a knife for somebody who likes, you know, thin, you know, almost stiletto style kind of knives. I know it's not a stiletto, but it's got sort of some of that look to it with this swedge at the top here, the way it is, you know, a nice thin light blade. At least it looks thin and light. And, you know, you've got bearings on here, all of this, and you can get it for, you know, $22 at knifeworks.com. If you like this video, please click on like. Right down here, there's the like button. Down here in this corner, there's the share. Comment. If you're not a subscriber yet, please click on the subscribe button that comes up at the end of the video. I appreciate that an awful lot. Kershaw, thank you for making a decent knife that I can recommend, that I like, and you didn't make me break the bank to get it. And my friends, always remember to cut towards your chum and not your thumb.